Hello everybody, hope you guys are doing good. Getting back from a good weekend at the Silver River Nap-In. I'll edit some points in here probably at the end to show some of the stuff I made over the weekend. This is a preform I finished up. I didn't quite finish making a point out of, so I'll try to do that right now. And yeah, had a great weekend. Pretty dang busy with people stopping by, but it was awesome seeing everybody, and I didn't get as much of a chance to walk around as I usually do, but that is simply due to the fact that I usually get so stuck walking around that I don't make any points, and I wanted to make sure this time that I finished a few pieces. So mission accomplished. Really fun seeing a lot of people, and wow, amazing artists, amazing work over the weekend. Already got this guy pretty thin. There's a weird little flat edge here I've got to kind of work into that was just part of the natural shape of the rock, so that's going to come off. So I'll work towards that. But try to go slow and steady at this point. A little bit more of the precision end of things right now. Like it wants to be notched though. She's nice and thin back here, so I might have to do something cool and take a couple right here and just thin this out. I'll rough that up. Here. Just prep it a little bit. I'm just going to do a little one right here. Thin this down just a little more. Whoops. Barely caught anything. Alright, we're just taking those little thin guys off. We really want that base thin if we're going to try to notch it. All right, that looks good. Gonna come in. See what we can do here. Just to me, like this needs to. There's a little bit of a fat edge here. Old delta or something that just needs to come off. Got a little weird little thing right there. I need to get enough meat under it to make it we might be able to get one from here to take it off. That's about it. And again, with this weird flat edge, looks like the piece is almost going to have to turn this way, unless I don't think I can shoot this off. We can't leave that in the finished piece. So this has to kind of like just keep rocking that way. And I guess we will adjust from there. That's the rock tucking. Ride that little, might be able to ride that little ridge up the front. Did a little bit, went up there. Do another one right here beside it. Okay, we're getting that weird edge off, so that's good. Just shot some from the other side right up into here. There's hardly anything left right there, so that went very good. I'm going to do one more here. Try to take that off, just very light. Did it, made it all the way across there. We're getting really thin on the tip, so I gotta be careful. Alright, we got a hit here for sure. Do that now. That didn't do it at all. Dove a lot, not what I wanted to do. Come in behind it and try to save that. Attempt this. Let's see here. Oh, we got an edge a little bit low here. Alright, and we don't want to go too crazy. I would love to get this off. I still think we're going to have to come from that side, so I'm going to go from this side first. We're just going to bring it in. All right, grind it back up. That's the key to this side. might stop right here, but we're gonna try to ride it up. It really is just this little nipple right there. Oh, we got it good, but it did not go where we wanted. We needed it to go up here, so that really thinned it out. We need that. So we're gonna take one in front of it, and then we're gonna try there. I'm not sure it's going to travel that way. I think I need to take one more little one here first, and then that we beef up. Alright, we got the nipple. Let's see if it carries. I hope so. This thing's getting freaking thin. Hit it, and I see a little microfracture there. It just did not do what we wanted. Yeah, it just went to there. Not enough oomph. Got that one to come all the way out to here. Wasn't bad. We might be able to get this from this side. I'm gonna start here. Alright, they gave us a little bit of an entry and some lines into this one. So this next one right here, we might get it. Look at that, look at that. We got it. We got that stupid thing. I think this next one's gonna get that. We're lightning thin now. So that's a good thing. I got a little boo-boo on this side, but you know what? It's gonna just have to deal with it for right now. Somehow the back end got thicker than the rest of it, so now I can take another shot right here across the back. Alright, thin that out. Honestly, probably take another one from the other side, but right now this baby's looking flat, so alright. I'm gonna bring this edge over here. Still have a little bit of that patina from the original original spall, but we're slowly working it off. Definitely the A side and the B side. You got to work on this ugly side a little bit, but we're getting the shape down. That's important. And honestly, we could take this in as much as we want if we're making the point. Okay, just Trying to thicken the edge up a little bit so that we can hit some off of this side. But boy, it's looking good. A couple little deltas here. I'm gonna rough them up and just tap them off. That one's off. That one's off. All right. If you can see how thin this is, it's looking good. So let's keep thinking here. This side, if we're gonna get that off, we gotta do it from here. But it looks like the base, take a couple little flakes off of here, and then I need to work a little bit on this side of the base to just finish finally thinning every bit of it out. But it's not like you can't hear me. Just get a little nature there. All right. Just trying to thin this down a little bit while we're changing the direction. There. That off. And now we lowered this edge a little bit too, so that's good. Little delta here that I need to just tap off. Another one right here. Don't want to just flip the edge if we can make it thinner in the process. So that could be pretty cool. I have to do that. What I do want to do though is I want to get up behind this little thing here and I want to knock it off. So that's our next task at hand. Start from the base so we can kind of get that as thin as possible to start. just trying to look at how I'm going to attack the base here. I want to go in a little bit here first, and then we'll do the sides. Got up in there a little bit. Okay, I'm just kind of hitting angled. I'm not hitting into the piece. And that, reduces a little bit of the shock absorption. The way that flake shock travels. Not too shabby. All right. Now we're going to come in from the sides. We're getting down to our final thickness, which is awesome. Could have already stopped, but some of the stuff needs to come off of here. All right, let's do it. I'm going to start and take one right off of there. Pretty good. Went over to middle ground. Let's switch over to the side and do the same thing. That did not go. Need to beef this up a little more. I think this is going to be our guy. Got to there. He didn't quite get all the way over though. We are thin. Okay, we got up into here. We got to basically center ground. I'm going to try to beef up this other little guy here. We're going to see if we can't use him to shoot off and get into there. Oh no, he stopped. He stopped. Not what I wanted. All right, let's try this. Bring this in a little bit. Okay. All right, we got up in there. We got most of that booger off, it looks like. Not all of it, but we got most of it. While creating another one. It's okay. We might be able to knock it off from this other side. I'm not gonna go too crazy yet. All right. Let's into there. This side, we need to carry it. All right, come on, baby. We need some pressure when we hit this little nub. Didn't get it there. Oh, did not get it there. A little bit. You want to talk about a thin point? She ain't the prettiest, but dang. All right. Sorry for the silence there. Got real thin. Made a couple boo-boos, but it's like worked our way out of it. It's not so bad. I think I can mess with some of this when I'm doing the base. Just, heck, I'll take some of this stuff on the tip off real quick. Shot all the way across. This one ought to do the same, and then I'll do it from this side. Bring this angle up just a little. Perfect. We all right. Looking good. So what I think is, bring this up a little bit. Gotta lose a little bit of length. Just gotta do it if I'm gonna actually get to this thing. I don't want to leave that in there. Seems like it should come off with a couple taps from the base. I really don't want to flute it, but I do want to get this off. So this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to just work into it, all right? Well, the first one's going to be going kind of at an angle. Knock one right down the middle. And we do it. I don't like it any more than you do, but it needs to happen. I could probably do it with my ishy stick, maybe. See a little weird crack right there I don't like. We'll see what happens here. Go into it light. least get most of it off. I'm just kidding. Look at that. It all came off. That felt good. As soon as it happened, it felt good. That's exactly what we wanted. Went right up in there, took all that nasty stuff off, that bad hit right there. Could probably take one more here. I'm just gonna slide the rest of that off, but it got us a nice thin base. Yeah, I'm just gonna pressure flake that off. And it really did bring this down to size where it needs to be. Nice. I mean, it's good. Gonna leave it like that. I'll do a part 2 in a little bit. Just to divide it up. Go ahead and pressure flake the base. We got going with that. Even it all up. Heck yeah. Guys, we're back. Got a little bit of time before dinner is finished up. Having some tostadas tonight. What? Don't be too jealous. They are amazing. All right, let's do it. We're gonna finish it up. We got a couple little finishing touches like always. Still gonna be bopping a little bit. This little piece here. You can always go a little thinner. And that's what we're trying to do, is get this into final shape while thinning. Try to move around this way a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Then don't need to catch much right away. I'm just moving this edge. Losing the tiniest bit of width while we start to form this tip. Do the tip right now, but it's good to get a head start on it for sure. Already had a very thin tip, so we don't have a whole lot of work to do. But as we thin it down like this, and we shape it, it's getting thicker, little by little, as we take the edge off. So we could easily get to a point where we thought we were done, and then you look back at it, you're like, man, how did that get thick? Well, it happened through the shaping process, and that's where you might give her another bop. It's getting there. It's getting nice and sharp. Just looking at which edge needs to come up. We really like all these edges to be even. That's what you want. This edge elevated off the pad, and I'm not driving in, I'm just popping this edge off. Again, trying to get that shape in there. This is still that weird little flat spot. And this corner is way lower, so we're going to take that corner off. Gonna launch a couple flakes up here. This is still kind of like a little thing here. Anyways, we're gonna launch a couple up there while we're moving the direction of that base, just to thin it out a little bit. Shot it up into there, give us some thinness. In there, little nick. Looks like you just come at that from the bottom, so that's fine. Straighter, knocking these little deltas off. Basically doing it in one direction, and then we'll flop it around and we'll do it in the other direction. Then we can set up whatever final platforms we need. We're going to notch this baby. These are just some of those final things you have to do. trying to think if I want to attempt at going at this little hinge here. I don't think it's going to happen. Might be able to do something. Let's see. It did a little bit. It got a little bit of it off, so we'll just have to take that for what it is. I think we're going to take a couple more percussion strikes off the front here. Just to get this into the right shape. Nothing big. Let's just tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Let's start right here. Okay, we kind of got there. Didn't really cross that medium ridge like I would have liked. Just another little platform here we'll try. That one got it. It kind of got over here, but really, again, well, it did. It crossed the median ridge here. It just didn't do it here. But still, not what we want. So we're going to try to come from here and try to get across there just so we clear it. Looks like we might have enough meat to do it. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to find out. Find a ridge that we would ride is pretty much this one. What is this? We did it. We got right across there. Not so shabby. Right up in there. All right. Now, as boring as that was awesome. We just got micro thin on the tip. And I think we're ready to do something a little thicker on the base now too. Take one right here. Just to even it up, you know. Sounded really good. Do another one right here behind it. Well, we ready to notch this baby or what? Let's do it. Alright, we're gonna go with trusty old ishy stick. I should probably file it a little bit to start, but I think we're doing okay right now. Let's go ahead and now I would like to do like a side notch Bolen. I was looking in there at my poster. So we're gonna come in here at the corner and kind of do a little swoop up on each side. I'm gonna leave a nice little stem at the bottom there. I think it'll be cool. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's get in there. We're gonna just start working in from these bottom corners. They're looking fairly symmetrical right now. Might have to adjust that in a little bit here in the future. I'm gonna rough up this edge down here too a little bit so I don't blow off too much more than I want. Go to this other corner. And we want some big notches in this sucker. We want them to be big and round. And we do not want to stall them. That's the idea. Got both sides eaten in there. I'm gonna keep working my way in at an angle, but I'm gonna shoot some, I don't know where my little, well there it is, I'll be dang. In case I need it, and in case I need it. So I'm gonna sand this because I'm gonna throw some pressure flakes up into there as I'm thinning, just to keep it thinning. We're going to keep the channel thin enough for what I'm trying to do. All right, so I got to do my first one right here, right in the middle of there, push in, throw that sucker in there. So it thinned it out a little bit, and that way when I come in here and I do this, it's just crumpling a little bit. It's not like I'm having to work my way through some crazy thick wall. Alright, so I'm going to do this one too. Alright, this one's kind of strange right now. Just this corner, it wasn't perfectly symmetrical to start, so doing it a little bit different, but we're going to even it all out here. Let's see here, this is a little higher up. That's where we're at. We're going to keep going. Alright, we're getting there. So keep going back and forth. We got this thing thin enough that we should be able to do that. And we got it wide enough. I'm going to do a little, well, I'm just going to shoot one up here in the middle, honestly. Not so bad. And then work my way down. Okay, widening them up. Not quite even, but I'm working in and up now. So that's going to be the name of the game for this side. See what we can do. There we go. All right, that didn't look great, but it worked. So. All right, now we can see this one's a little smaller than this one, and this one has a little bit more of a tail. We're going to keep working up in there. We want big notches on this sucker, so that's okay. I can actually bring this one down a little if I need to. Actually, see, I need to take one more flake off the side of here, though, if I'm going to do this. So go back to here. There we go. I might as well just kill this little tail in there right now so that we even everything up. Here we go. Alright, we're getting up in there a little more. Do the same thing on this side. Shoulder power here. There we go. Nice. Just take a little bit more off of here. You guys will see how I'm shaping this in just a minute. All right. Not quite symmetrical yet, but we're getting there. Putting a nice little base on it. That just came off of there. It looks like that came off of there, but we can still press in from this side. So we're flipping and we're going for it. On this one, would love to remove a little bit of mass. It's looking pretty flat. Try to not break this ear off while we do this. There we go. That worked good. We got up in there a little bit. So again, hollow it out. Developing a nice little swoop. Here we go for this side. Alright, those aren't looking too bad. Let me drive some of these things off the base. Hold on. nice and thin. All right. Threw a big hinge in here, but I'm gonna try to blow that off from each side when I bring this in a little bit. So that's okay. Let's go in and let's launch another one into here. Try to get these notches a little bit deeper. It was nice putting pressure in and then pressing down to release. All right, that's a pretty sweet notch. Gonna try to launch one more up into here so we can match it without breaking anything. Not bad, not bad. Well, they're big, but I don't like this one so much. It's just not quite as symmetrical. And I was picturing kind of big, more rounded. So we're gonna see what else we can do. Yeah, still going, guys. Still notching. Hey, that ain't so bad right there. Well, kind of ugly right now. Not gonna lie. I think this is supposed to go in a little bit more, leave me a little bit more of a mustache handlebar there. So let's do that. Well, this ain't working out really the way I wanted it. So now I'm trying to rethink. Should I just go up and like deep notch the heck out of it and get it way up in there? I need to use a smaller ishy stick at this point because I have sheared this ear of this other side off multiple times. To the point I had to do that to even it up. And that ain't so bad. It's not what I was going for, so we're gonna keep going. Try to launch one. Might catch this little thing right here with this one, so we'll see. Got up into it for sure. Oh yeah, I'm liking the way this is looking. Okay. That's why you don't stop. It's going to be a weird one to throw a flake off of because it's a little, platform's a little high, but we got to do it. So, oh, that did not do it. Hold on. There we go. Alright, them notches ain't so bad. Now, just a matter of finishing the point. See a little bopping that needs to happen right here. Grab the right size bopper. Been super thin. You just keep seeing spots though that present small platforms, and that's where on some of these things you just keep going. You're like, oh wait, I can hit there, I can hit there. Guys, we're gonna probably pressure flake the rest of this, maybe just the tip off. Take another little doozy off of. Don't know why I thought that would work, but it didn't. Not bad though, not too shabby. Let's finish this baby up with a little pressure flaking. Oh, sun's kind of right in my eyes, so I'm looking for my pressure flaking pad. going in with something, so I will use my old school hammer for right now. Straighten this puppy up. That's right in my lap. There you go. That's not hard to straighten this up because the thing is very thin, but we don't want to lose our edge while we're doing this. So just be cognizant of where you're flaking, what angle you're flaking, etc. Because you don't want to get to this point and have to do another round to go thinner. All right, that side's not looking so shabby. Let's do this side. See something here. I'm just gonna push off. A little bit of TLC. Just the tiniest little delta here we're going to take off in the midst of this. That's right. Why? Because we can go thinner. Day. This is coming together swimmingly. Looking darn good, guys. Gonna throw a couple of these because we just need to taper in a little bit more. Oh yeah, wow, that's cool looking. Alright, sorry it took so long, but hey, sometimes that's the deal, I guess. Finishing stuff is probably just not, for me at least, it's just not as exciting on film because it's hard to talk when you're really looking at tiny spots and wanting to do the best. There we go. Well, that's looking pretty symmetrical. We're just gonna, let's see here, this is kind of flat here. Just gonna bring the tip over a little bit more, I think. That's a lot more symmetrical, and now we're going to shoot a couple flakes across here real quick just to thin that up, and that ought to be the final shebang up here. Let's just do this one more for good measure. I see this little weird hump up here. We're going to try to shoot into that, so let's do it back here. Let's just go bend, snap. Perfect. Now I think we can get this one from the back. I sure hope so. We'll just add a little bit of success. Did it. That was nice. It really thinned that out too. Super cool. I'll do one more here. That's not looking so bad right there. Refine that tip just a little bit. Yeah, I'm liking that. just doing a final little evening up, and we'll look at this baby. Thanks for sticking around this long. Alright, I think that's going to be it. Looks pretty darn symmetrical to me. I'm going to have to do a little bit of tweaking. Let's do it right now. I see a little bit. I just want these edge of the skier to be kind of flat roughly instead of Baby ain't bad at all. Wow. This. Oh, wait. See, one more little thing I don't like, and that's just this one ear. Looks a little fat on the outside of the ear, so I'm just coming down. It did something for it. And now, of course, I got one little swooping ear and one that's not. Well, I'll figure that out in a little bit. That ear's... I'll just stare at it overnight and think of about 40 different ways to do it, sweat it out, and then come back out here and knock it out in a minute. So, all right, that's the point. I hope you guys like it. You see how thin that is? Nice and thin. The B side, not too bad though. And then what I think I'm gonna do, I still might come back and refine and pressure flake and shoot a couple flakes into here just to thin it out a little more, but it's, I mean, that's the thickest part of the piece and it's not so bad at all. Very translucent. I'll hold this baby up to the light. Let me undo the camera. That's what we ended up with. Not so shabby. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed that build. Took me forever, it seems like. But hey, we had some fun doing it. Got something nice and sharp out of it. Thanks again, guys.